All right, guys, I think I've come to the end of 2025. I was really trying to kind of like, you know, scour the depths of every list and all of these different places looking for other things, and I expected to have at least a couple more films to talk about alongside of this, but I just couldn't really find anything else. I actually started quite a few films and was just like, nope. Nope. I'm not going to mention them because I feel like that's me giving them a negative review, and I don't like giving negative reviews to something I didn't finish. I shouldn't say I don't like it because I don't do it. I wouldn't do that, right? Um, I mean, maybe once in a great while I'll be like, Jesus Christ, I watched like 2 seconds of this movie. It's terrible. But how can I really get a good gauge of that? So anyway, this movie's The Wild. Um, this was the last thing that I could find that looked interesting, had a decent rating, and I threw it on, and within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this is well shot, this is well acted, this has a decent production value to it. Like, it all had things that were lining up for, like, this is probably worth my time. So there is a death of a friend, and these three girls go out into the woods to like have a girls' night and kind of pay respects to their friend and just you know rekindle their friendship. Obviously, this has broken them up a little bit as friends, and they just want to go back out and be together. And yeah, while they're out there, some truths come out, and there is some suspicions of people, and that kind of movie. This is a lot of like heavy dialogue, and it's all women, and they're talking about their like friendships and their feelings and their problems. And I just think I'm somebody who I'm totally fine with that kind of stuff, but I know there's an audience that hates this kind of movie, right? It's like a bunch of women talking about their damn problems. I don't give two shits about that. Just start killing people, right? Like, if you're that kind of person, that's fine. That's just not your good thing, and you're not going to like this at all. It is primarily like very real female discussions about their life, and maybe some inside jokes between them, and talking about men, and whatever. Overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think the performances are solid. The main girl, I know her from the TV show Below, which I still will never get over them canceling whilst in the midst of filming the final season, having finished episode 1, like uh, recording, shooting the whole fucking episode, had an entire season planned. We're in the process of filming episode 2, and then COVID shut them down, and Netflix was just like, fuck y'all. We're not finishing this movie or this show. You guys just will have to sit on a cliffhanger forever. So fuck Netflix for that. And yeah. So yeah, it's fairly predictable. I mean, you can kind of see where everything's going from like a mile away. But I think there's some good drama. It's mostly it's mostly drama, some dark comedy stuff, a little bit here and there, but mostly drama. And yeah, there's some horror for sure. There's some visions that our main character has, one in particular with like a bunny that has to do with something that comes up in an earlier scene with her, and there's 3 main girls, so one of the other main girls. And then they meet this like real goofy guy out in the woods that some of them are kind of fighting over, which I thought was kind of funny. This guy did not seem like some hot dude the girls would be fighting over, but somehow 2 of these girls were like checked out his dick and all this, and I was like, man, this is a lucky ass dude. This is like some fantasy movie that a guy wrote or something, because I don't think those girls would be that excited about this guy. But hey, who am I to say? Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a one-time watch for me. Um, I I liked the dialogue for the most part. Some of it felt like just kind of regular old camaraderie type discussions, just like regular friend hangout talk, which is good. That adds to the realism. It adds to the chemistry between the characters and whatnot. There's not a whole bunch in the way of like plot. There's not really a whole like there's no goal or destination or anything like that. It's just a film about friendship and then suspicion, and ultimately what we go to is fairly predictable. But I do like how it ends. I like where our characters end up in the end, and how it plays off of everything else that's happened, because they set up their lives before, and then there's a setup after, and I think that there's good character growth that comes from what ends up happening. So I dug that. And hey, there's also a good amount of boobies, so that's always a plus. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. You know me. All right, that's that. The Wilds. So check it out if you want. I think it's on Hulu. I think that's where I watched it. So yeah, I think that's it. I think it's time to move on from 2025 and close out this chapter. I really did want to do like a double or triple feature to close out the year, but I just can't find anything else that I'm that interested in. And by the time that somebody brings something to my attention, I'm just going to have moved on. So now it's time for me to catch up on all the shit I missed out on in other genres, TV shows. I got all sorts of shit to watch. And there's plenty of 2026 to keep me busy. So I think that concludes 2025 at, I think this is my 315th film from 2025 in the horror genre. So the best year I've ever had on the channel, or the most prolific anyway. So thank you for joining me for all these reviews. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the patrons, and thank you to the anyone who just clicks on the fucking video. Just spend some time with us. If you're here at the end of this video, you hung out, you'll listen to me ramble, you see my completely unfiltered, off the cuff style that is not appealing to the masses, and rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Trust me, I get plenty of comments telling me how shitty I am at this and how boring I am and how I don't have enough fucking clips and I don't do this and I don't do that and I should fucking, jump off a cliff. And I don't care, man. I'm just here to watch movies and to relay back to the few people who give a shit. If you'll, to be like, hey, waste your time. Don't waste your time on this one. Spend your time with this one. We got to look out for each other as horror fans. There's so much shit out there, and it takes a village to kind of wade through it all. None of us can be the one-man army who watches everything. Nobody's got time for that. Not even myself. I didn't even watch half the movies that were made this year in the genre, right? Probably not even close to half, dude. And I watched more than anybody. So, except for this one guy I follow on Letterboxd who fucking watches everything, guys. This guy, Tim Walker, I think is his name. If you go to my Letterboxd and you can look through my followers, I don't follow many people on there. It's a guy named like Tim, I think. Every fucking movie I click on, he will have watched it 99% of the time. The guy blows me out of the water. You think I don't have a life? You think I don't work? You think that I sit around all day? Dude, that guy must literally sit around all day. I've never seen anything like it. Fucking, kudos, dude. Big shout out to that guy. I apologize, I can't think of his name. Maybe I shouldn't even be mentioning his actual name on here, but go look for him, follow him. this dude puts in the effort. You know what? Honestly, I probably could watch almost as many movies as him if I didn't have the channel. But because I then have to sit here for 20, 30 minutes and work on the thumbnails and work on the video and comment and all that shit, that takes so much time on its own that I feel like I could watch an extra 200 fucking films throughout the year if I wasn't doing the channel. So he doesn't do a channel, but that guy, holy shit. I've never seen somebody watch so many fucking movies. So anyway, this is kind of like a wrap up for 2025. I have 2 more lists to make of top 10 overlooked movies, but then I will put the final, stamp, close the chapter, whatever fucking, phrase you want to use. That's it. Thanks for joining me for 2025, and we're going to have a lot of fun in 2026. Tons of cool movies coming out. I look forward to them all. I look forward to your guys' comments and, patronage and memberships and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. I know I don't mention you guys enough, but you keep the channel going. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't bother. So thank you. Seriously. And I'll see you in 2026, which is now. See you there. Bye.